Look at her. She is so cute. Oh my god.
A beauty. A beauty in every way.
Yeah, she's pretty. All right. Welcome to the 5th-ish episode of the Obscure Hotline. I'm Bronson.
Yeah, 5th or 7th, one or the other.
One or the other. Yeah. We got Keela guesting today, and she's a little nervous. She's a little but
I got to say to her, though, you are so beautiful, kitty.
Oh,
Can't you
look
see?
at that kitty. Oh, my God.
That'll make her feel better or make her puke, one or the other.
I'm Bronson, and I have the audio channel on YouTube, the Audio Hotline, and this is...
That's the one. Bark, Obscure Mics. I've got a channel on the YouTube as well, and I tried TikTok once, and I said, fuck that.
Dude, yeah. No, for sure. And I'm in a pretty good mood. Right before we started recording, I got my new bag of coffee in. We talked about coffee recently. Little Wolf.
Nice. I got my coffee in too. It's called the Three Pigs.
Oh, word. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I made it up.
Oh, fuck.
The Little Wolf and the Little Pigs.
Are we about to start a coffee company?
Now that I've seen a French press in action, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's possible.
I didn't even fucking catch on to the fact that you were talking about, the pigs and the wall. I didn't even get that. It totally
It's
over
okay.
my fucking head.
You were too excited about your coffee.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Exactly. But I got a nice
I'm excited
Colombian.
about something.
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
Oh, it's way worse than coffee, and it probably costs less than coffee. But I talked to you the other day about making a little logo.
Yes.
With what I say, Obscure Tech, I think.
Obscure Tech. Yeah.
Yeah. So something, I wanted to do is try just cheap, possibly shitty products. I have an $11 smartwatch.
Dude, hell yeah.
$11.
$11. What brand is it?
I mean, it's actually, I don't know. I don't even think they know. I don't think anyone knows.
It's the Three
It's
Little
just
Pigs.
called smartwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three Little Pigs brand. No, but it's just a smartwatch. I get excited about stuff that works, that's cheap. And this thing actually works because I don't know if you're a smartwatch owner or not. If you've got an Apple Watch or whatever.
Yep.
Had a feeling you had an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
I like the simplistic. I just want notifications. I don't want to be able to do anything else. I want battery life and notifications.
Yeah.
And I've got one watch that's like 30-day battery life.
Gotcha.
Just notifications. Great watch. Well, it was acting a little funky, so I bought this $11 watch on Amazon, just notifications.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty damn impressed with it. So
Nice.
I get excited about weird, obscure tech, which is the next thing coming from me, which will be, terrible and awful in every way. But it's just,
Yeah.
when I find something cheap that I'm excited about, I've got to do something with it.
With my smartwatch, I mostly just wear it when I go to work, and I don't want to always pull out my phone.
That's the reason for me.
Yeah. So it's nice that way. I really like it that way. I mean, I don't really use it to its full potential at all, so.
Are you saying that I want it that way?
I do. I want
Tell me
it.
why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
I think that's the reason. Yeah.
Ain't
That's
nothing
one
but
of
a
my favorite.
mistake.
That's one of my favorite songs to repeat because I like the "Tell me why," the E. Why?
Tell me why.
Tell me why. Like, since when does Y end with an E? Tell me why.
Dude, right? I know.
Why?
I always mention that to my wife. Is we'll be listening to some stupid pop song. Not saying that song's stupid. And that's one thing we always find a way. There was one thing I was gonna ask you today, and it kind of relates to that. But
yes,
I always mention to her
awesome.
When there's a weird noise in a pop song, which is pretty much every pop song, they pronounce something weird or they make a noise. And I'm like, just imagine being the producer of that song and just being like, you know what would be sick right here if you just pulled a little ow, ow. You know what I mean? How bizarre is that though?
Yeah, it's probably what Michael Jackson's people told him. When you say he, add an extra E and syllable. He.
Yeah. And Jamona.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Jamona.
Shimona.
Love it.
Yeah.
Pop is fun for that reason.
Yeah, like sometimes it needs a little random fucking noise that makes no sense. You don't find that. Well, so I guess that you do find that in some like metal and hardcore stuff, I guess, but like it's definitely mostly to the pop world, but I don't know. Do you listen to like punk music quite a bit though, right?
Yeah. And thrash metal and,
Okay.
there's a lot. I listen to a lot,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's stuff in there, but not like pop. Pop,
Yeah.
it's meant to give you that it's meant to give us the moment we just had where we're like, why?
Yeah,
They know what they're
yeah.
doing. They're like,
Yeah.
Bronson and Bark's going to eventually be like, why?
Well, and I've noticed that essentially, I guess the same goes for like some of the music that I'll listen to. There'll just be like a random gross noise in the song that they like scream or something, and it's just, I guess it's kind of the same there, but I guess it's not exclusive to pop music. But like, have you ever heard like a metal song where they just like make a loogie sound pretty much? You know what I'm talking about? Like the exactly, dude. That's a good example too.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And there's a lot of like just saying the word "oh," like, you know what I mean? Like,
Like, James Hetfield for sure.
Dude,
Metallica, like,
yeah.
ooh,
Ooh.
yeah,
oh, yeah, dude, for sure.
yeah. Cold Chamber was big on those.
Yeah, it's, oh man. But okay, so the question that I was going to ask you, now that we've kind of ranted about that for a little bit, I was going to say, once you brought up Backstreet Boys, I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, do you have any, like, I guess we can start with music, but it could go to other things, but what's a guilty pleasure song of yours?
I knew that. Oh man, it has to be artist rather than
Okay,
song.
That's fair.
Because I've got guilty pleasure artists.
Yes.
Britney Spears is one.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
I love
yeah,
love Britney Spears.
old Brit, dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Limp Bizkit is one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Simp Bizkit.
Most people hate on them, and I do hate their popular albums. Like I hate the Nookie and the break stuff, and I don't like any of that stuff.
Hot dog flavored water.
There's two. Huh?
Hot dog flavored water. Is that an album or is it just a song? I have no idea.
Hot dog, it's an album.
Oh, it's an album. Yeah.
It's an album.
That.
Yeah. I don't like that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like there's a place for it nostalgically for me, but overall I don't like it. But they've got a new album that I think is freaking great front to back.
Really?
And they have yeah. And they've got an album called Gold Cobra, which is the one before this that I just love. Like I just, everybody hates on them so bad. And I do this podcast, Stuck in My Generation, where I listen to stuff that I either gave up on or never gave a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through and did a big Limp Bizkit tour and was like, hate it. And then this Gold Cobra album comes, is like, wait a minute, I like this.
Yeah.
And then I got excited about the new album and I'm like, I like this. And I'm like, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. And then I hid, but I'm not ashamed.
Yeah.
There's more. Chicago. I really like Chicago. Like
Chicago. Oh yeah.
Old soft rock Chicago.
I'm a big,
and you don't realize how much Chicago you know until you dive in and just hit play. And there's just a ton.
Yep, absolutely. No, I'm definitely a big, like, sappy 70s, 80s soft rock band. I'm like big on that shit. And actually the one that's in my mind that I was going to say that, I mean, like, and I guess that when it comes to a guilty pleasure stuff, like, I don't know, like, I guess I'm not, like you were saying, you're not really like ashamed of it. You're just like, I maybe don't bring it up in a conversation, but it's, like, but the big one, dude, is Heart. I fucking love Heart.
Dude, Heart's good.
Heart is sick, dude. Like,
Heart is sick.
Yeah. And I mean, their songs like Barracuda is like good, but I'm more on the like These Dreams, fucking Alone, like what's the other one? Something, What About Love, dude? Like they're fucking sappy, shit, dude, I love that. I live for that shit, man. Like, it's so good.
Dude, there's something about all that music. Like, I think of Fleetwood Mac when you say that too, because Fleetwood Mac's not hardcore or anything. It's not for rockers. It's for lovers.
Dude, that's true. Yeah.
Dude, some good Fleetwood Mac. Like,
dude.
The Chain is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, dude.
Honestly, Barracuda is one of the best songs I've ever heard
It's
in my
a really,
life.
it is a really great
popular
song.
and overplayed.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much to love about a lot of that.
Absolutely.
But overplaying will kill a song for you, and Barracuda is one of those. Like, if it wasn't played a million times, like it would still be, it would come on and you would just go nuts. But
yes,
once you hear it so many times, it's hard to go nuts.
Dude, I love the sappy stuff. The Fleetwood Mac, their song Dreams, man. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It's all so good.
Oh, that's so good, dude. And I mean, like, Go Your Own Way is one of those, like, maybe overplayed-ish, but dude, I still fucking love that song. That song is so good. Oh.
Dude, I could pop on the Rumors album at any given moment and just be fine. Just be happy. Huey Lewis and the News.
I saw them.
Big one of mine.
Yeah. Dude, I saw them live. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, dude,
I am jealous. I love sports. To me is like, now we're going to sound like we're on American Psycho right now. Yeah. Sports to me, it's like, it's one of the pound for pound greatest albums of all time, in my opinion, because there is not a jam on that album that is not a 9 or a 10. That whole album is stellar.
I agree.
That's not my type of music at all. It really is not. But like, if I'm in a shit mood and I put on Huey Lewis and the News Sports, that shit mood melts away by song 6. Yep. It's just all gone. I'm good. I'm dancing in my chair.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
There's something about some good pop rock that can really change your outlook on a day.
Yep. No, yeah. And actually, speaking of Heart, I did see them when I was really young. I saw them live, and funny story to go alongside Heart. When I was there, I mean, I probably was like 7 years old, maybe, like young, like I was young. And first boobs I ever saw was at a Heart concert.
Fantastic.
So I think maybe that's where my love for them is,
It could be. Very well could be.
No, dude, it was like this. It was this lady, it was like a fishnet shirt, but like a loose fishnet. So there was just holes basically. And then it just had like a heart in the center of it. Obviously she made it and she wasn't wearing anything under it. And I was like, am I allowed to look at this?
Yeah.
And my parents were like, no.
You look down and you're like,
uh-oh.
Should I stick my arrow through that heart? Am I Cupid now?
Oh man. Yeah, dude, that was a interesting moment for me, especially like being next to your parents, like so young, and seeing that, and they're like, what do we do? It's just funny, man.
He's going to see it sometime, Martha.
Right. Right.
It'd be great if your mom's name was Martha.
Dude, it's not too far off. It's Tamara.
Martha Fokker.
So, Martha Fokker, yeah,
Martha Fokker. Tamara, is that what you said?
Tamara. Yeah, she goes by Tammy, though. She's a
nice.
Tammy, dude. Yeah.
A Tammy. I always think of Tammy Sipniewski, one of my favorite YouTubers that doesn't do audio anymore.
Oh, she doesn't? I didn't know that.
Crypto.
Really?
She started doing crypto videos. Word. And apparently it's taken off for her, so maybe we should do crypto.
Dude, I'm sure like that's information about crypto is like extremely sought after. So I mean,
it is.
It makes sense, Yeah. And I mean, I think that it's not that audio isn't sought after; it's just sought after at a slower pace. I feel like,
it's a much smaller market, so to speak. But it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. Like, time should only make it grow more. Because, like we said on one of the prior episodes, like audio and video is literally everything right now. Yeah. It's just people haven't completely decided to get into both aspects, like TikTok. Everybody, everybody's fine with their phone recording the audio, but as people learn more, I expect them to start using better equipment for audio, but who knows? Maybe they won't. Yeah. Or maybe phones will all of a sudden get so laser focused and the audio will be fantastic on a phone. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that video is sexy. That's just bottom line. Video is the sexier sibling. I know, like the audio, it seems like a lot of people it's secondary to them, when in reality it's 50-50. If not, dude, I'll always preach this. I will always preach the fact that I will turn on a video, and if the video quality isn't good, but the audio quality is good, I will stay there. If the audio quality is bad and the video is good, I won't. I'll leave.
Yeah, I don't need to see 1080p. Like I could, well, I mean, it's like watching an old movie. If you have a VHS of Halloween, like you're going to watch that and enjoy it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So yeah. And I was looking for, cause I decided to get back into the Marvel stuff. So I watched all the Marvel stuff I haven't watched. I binged it and, it got me back in a little bit. So I went looking for a podcast yesterday to hear people's thoughts on the new Doctor Strange movie. And I went through 7 podcasts of terrible audio, and I gave them each 30 seconds. And once I heard what their audio was going to be the whole time, I was like, nope. And the one I stuck on, they had good audio. And you know what else? It was the best content too. So, there's audio really lets you know that these people are taking it seriously. If they don't have good audio, they're not taking it seriously enough to give you good content.
Yeah, there's where I'm at absolutely something to that. Yeah, definitely makes sense. Like people that care about the content that they're creating are going to take the time to learn it. They're going to take the time to learn how to, optimize the equipment that they have to have the best quality. So, and this is actually one thing that I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring up in this episode. Don't worry though. Don't worry. But I got a comment yesterday, and this goes alongside exactly what we're talking about. The person was commenting on the Rode VideoMic Go 2, which is a microphone I do like, and I think it's a solid microphone. And he said, what post-processing did you do in this video? Because yours sounds way better than every other review that I've watched. His words.
I have gotten that.
His words, I'm not saying, and I said, I was like, hey, because I'm an audio guy, I really focus on, the distance, the angle, the sweet spot of the microphone. And I work that into my review because I'm creating content and I want my shit to sound as good as possible with the microphone that I'm using. And I want to know how to get the microphone to sound that good so I can, tell people that or, give them that information and give them an example. So I was just like, hey, the people that you watched are probably a little bit more video focused, no shame in that game. That's fine. But they probably slapped it on their camera, stood a few feet away, and I'm like, hey, you can see the microphone very particularly angled in the shot, I tell you how far away I am from it and everything. I don't know. It's not necessarily that they don't care about the audio, but they're just video focused, and I fucking care about the audio,
Yeah, but I just want to say, and I don't have to compliment you, we're friends. This is why your channel is so damn good, because it's both. It's both. Thanks, and man. That's people are playing catch up if they're just doing one or the other. So continue.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I guess in a way, when I get that comment, I'm a little bit offended because I'm like, this isn't fucking post-processing, I'm like, I just know how to use the microphone. And I think that you feel the same way, but every microphone is a little bit different, the body of it. And even if it's the same capsule, if the body is a little bit different shape or whatever it is, there's a sweet spot to every microphone. And we've kind of mentioned that in a previous episode. And I don't know, just taking the time to figure that out and taking the time to really get to know your equipment is it's going to make a way bigger difference than buying a SM7B if you have, an $80 microphone or whatever, right. A lot of people think that the answer is expense, but it's really experience and it's, learning how to use it. But we could literally be making this podcast today, which this will lead us into the next thing. But we could do this today using Pile PD mic
78s or whatever the shit they're called. And it would work. We'd make it work.
Yeah.
Dude,
let's do it.
We wouldn't even really have to. We should.
We should.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just to see what the episode sounds like. But we wouldn't even have to do post-processing or anything like that, because most of post-processing is to fix bad mic technique.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of the rest is to fix the mic's flaws, like whether it's too sibilant or, this or that. But I mean, EQ is kind of the last part of the chain, in my opinion. Like if you're using the microphone right, then EQ is the luxury that you can use to balance it, round it, shape it how you want to. But yeah, it's that happens though. I get a lot of people ask me the same thing. Not a lot, because I suck.
No, you don't.
Anyways, I get that a lot. Like why is it sound so good on this one as opposed to another one? And of course, my first conclusion is like, well, in my studio at least, pretty good room treatment. It's very, very quiet. Yeah. And it's like almost not reverberant at all, because my whole ceiling is paneled. My, corners of the room are trapped. Everything's good. And I made homemade panels. It's like, I would attribute it to that. You're not getting any room noise or echo or reverb hardly at all. Yeah. So, there's, you can shape a microphone with your environment too. There's a lot to it, but.
Well, and that's another thing, is just knowing what microphone to use in a certain situation, because I will say this whole time that we've been doing this podcast, you've never once been in your studio. You've never once been in a treated room, and it's never had a bad sound to it. So I think that's
this room is small and the ceilings are drop ceiling. So that helps a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff in here causing the reflections to go down. Like just a lot. All the way down to the fabric window pull downs behind me, like those help. Yeah. So, but yeah, you don't need a treated space. Like people in their living room, they sound great. Why? Because there's a TV on the wall. There's furniture around them. There's pictures on the wall. There's diffusers everywhere.
But what I was mostly saying with you in your office, like you've been using dynamic microphones, and that's going to sound the best.
Until today.
Right. I know. One thing I was looking at, but yeah, it's interesting though. And I mean, even that choice that you're using right now is still good for that room, but a lot of people get a Blue Yeti in an untreated room and it sounds like shit, and they wonder why.
A Yeti would sound terrible in here. It just would. Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. Bark, what gear are you using?
I'm going with first. The audio interface I'm using today is actually the Zoom AMS-22.
Dude, I knew it sounded quieter.
So look at this. Look how teeny tiny.
Dude,
just little.
So
I'm going to Vogue around it like Madonna. Just Vogue. So I've got the Zoom AMS-22 running into, I'll add a Surface 5, Microsoft Surface 5, which is really awesome because the camera's decent. And I've just got it in front of me and it works out well. Then I've got the Roadwork stand I talked about that I got with the T-Bone with an onstage boom, and the Azden SGH-250 or SGM-250H.
Oh, word. Okay.
Hypercardioid shotgun mic, which is probably part of the reason it sounds good in this room as well. Yeah. Good old hypercardioid polar pattern. Gotcha. And I know what you're using, but I'm sure you'd like to tell everyone what you're using there. And I see a modification that I enjoy. I enjoy what you're doing there with I assume the blue or on-stage shock mount.
Yeah, so what I'm using, the microphone, is the Universal Audio SD1. And we actually did an episode that we didn't keep. It was our very first episode where we had technical difficulties. I used this microphone, and we commented on the fact that we really liked the sound of it. So I was like, you know what? I really want to use it again and actually have it be an episode that we're keeping. And so
I wish I'd have known. I'd have brought the T-Bone version of that.
Dude.
Darn.
We'll still have to do that. Yeah. Well, maybe what
just
I can do.
Just like the Pile mic. We're going to do the Pile mic episode.
Hell yeah. Well, what I can even do is we can just like at the very beginning of the episode, I'll use this microphone, then we'll switch it out, because then we can at least, I'd like to use as many microphones as possible, because what we were talking about is just long form, examples essentially.
And a database. Like if you're like, what's that microphone sound like again? Oh, I'll just go to Obscure Hotline episode 1. Oh wait, we deleted episode 1. I'll just go to episode 2. No, wait, we deleted episode 2. Let me go to 3, which is the new one. Okay. Now,
Yeah, word. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, I'm being a little I'm being kind of a douche and using a Mogami cable though.
If you
And
got it, use it.
yeah, and then so yeah, I'm not sure actually what brand this is. I think it's just like a third party whatever. Maybe I'll leave it in the show notes, but it's essentially a little shock mount that is meant for like the SM7B, or some people use it for the Blue Yeti even. But yeah, it's essentially a shock mount, but it works really well if there's a built-in yoke mount on it, because like with a regular shock mount, even if you could fit this microphone in it, you can't really make it work with the yoke mount. So
yeah, I think it's a brilliant way to shock mount mics that you otherwise cannot. Is that exact type? Like, it's endless possibilities right there.
It's
you
true,
can shock
dude.
mount anything.
Yep. Yeah. So, and actually, even just during this recording session that we've been doing, this first little sesh, I've noticed that my desk noise is way down, and I actually really wanted to test the fuck out of this. So I am actually just using an onstage desk stand, because I wanted to see, like, hey, even if the microphone is directly on the desk, how much is this little shock mount going to cut out? So yeah, I'm using that. And then I'm going into, once again, the Rødecaster Pro II, but apparently we should have switched it up today and used completely different interfaces. But I
just wanted to throw you off with the whole Tayun
right.
thing.
But yeah, once again, what I said in the first time I used this microphone is that I feel weird not having it plugged into my Apollo Twin. But what you gonna do?
And the fun thing about that is, like, me using a condenser, like, you always get a little bit different sound when you got a dynamic and a condenser. But once you add post-processing, I would like to hear, I just curious. So let me know if, like, your post-processed dynamic sounds closer to an unprocessed,
gotcha.
you know, Azden 250H or whatever. I'm very curious, because sometimes you can even the playing field that way. So
I completely agree. And that's one thing that I really wish that with this podcast, I feel like we're not going to do this because it doesn't make sense. But if we were in a regular podcast, I would be like so eager to use a different microphone and have you use a different microphone, and then just like do everything that I possibly can to make them sound identical. Like, I would love to do that. So, but I mean,
that's what you should be trying to do when you're doing a remote podcast. Not us, because we're audio guys, so we want to use the mics and hear the mics. But if we were doing something completely unrelated to audio, like, that's exactly what I'd try to do, is just match those up as closely as possible, so people thought we were using the same mic.
Yep. So, and one thing I've actually been doing, and I don't know if this is dumb or whatever, but every single time that we get done with an episode and I do post-processing on it, like if there's a compressor or limiter or like a little bit of EQ for like a issue in the frequency response, if there's like some sibilance or like a really, really hollow sound or whatever it is, I've actually been saving all the presets and like associated with the plugin also. So for instance, like the first episode, I'm like, hey, using the Fab Filter plugin, and this is the preset that I used on Bark, and this is the preset that I used on me. And so if someone were to be like, hey, how did you get it to sound like that? Mine sounds a little bit different. I could be like, hey, here's exactly the chain I used.
Yeah. Or you could also stick that in the show notes.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Could do that. Yeah. Or not. Or you could make people ask us questions.
Yeah.
Also, just to be cheesy, make sure to leave a review and all that good stuff on the iTunes and stuff. I normally don't do it on the YouTube stuff, but you know what? I'm going to start doing it on podcasts, because the one I listened to about the Marvel stuff, they said it, and I was like, you know what? They do deserve me doing this. So thanks for reminding me. I'm going to go do it.
Awesome. Yeah. What I'll start doing, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard for the show notes to be like threshold this and this and this and this. And that's one thing about presets in general, is like every recording's a little bit different, like they could be recording at a different gain level. So therefore the threshold be a little different. They may talk less choppy than I do. So therefore the release and attack need to be a little bit different. So, I mean, presets aren't perfect, but I should at least be putting in what plugins I'm using. I'll do that. But if anyone's been wondering, it's been FabFilter the whole time. I fucking love FabFilter. Love them.
Me being the cheap, janky version of Audio Hotline, I throw everything into the Levelator too. And I mean everything. Like every podcast I do, I just throw it in there. It adds a touch of compression. It, removes some noise. It's like just a one click, easy freaking thing. And it just improves the sound. So is it perfect? Is it what I would do if I was going through and doing everything? No, but Obscure Mics is all about good enough, barely by a hair and nothing more.
Oh, dude. No, like that's one thing I would absolutely love to do. And with some of my computer programming background, I've been a little tempted, but I would love to create a plugin. Like, I would love it.
But that's one I would definitely use if there was what would we call it? What would you call it? The Van Wagoner wave simulator? I don't know.
The Van Swag your audio.
Van Swag. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I actually got to say I've never used the Levelator. So,
it's pretty convenient. It is extremely convenient. You drag your wave file into it. Low bar processes done.
Yeah.
Sticks the file and just adds the word output to it. And it just works, especially for like I do this podcast in America. I'm just going to promote myself all day. I do this podcast, an American and a Canadian walk into a podcast with, a fan of the channel, Obscure Mics, and me and him, the audio's always just jacked up. Like he has a very untreated room, which I think he's remedied, but the levels are always slightly off because we were using Riverside. By the way, I hate Riverside.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. I canceled my subscription. I'll say why in a minute, but Riverside was always showing matching levels. They were never matching. So me throwing into the Levelator, it matches them automatically. It compresses them automatically.
Gotcha.
It gives me the quickest, easiest, good sound for that one. And like 20 to 30 people listen to each episode. And it's like, I'm not going to spend hours or even an hour doing post-processing on something that 15 to 20 people are listening to. That may be the wrong way to look at it, but if I can use a 5-minute Levelator run and then throw it out there, I mean, if it ever got to thousands, sure, I would spend a lot of time post-processing it, but no one's going to turn your audio off if you throw it into the Levelator.
Yeah. I would say for us, it's maybe 10 minutes on you, 10 minutes on me. That's about where I'm at.
And that's perfectly acceptable. That's great.
So
that's nothing.
All I do is I always start with EQ. So I always go FabFilter Q3, which is like a parametric EQ. If you were going to buy one EQ plugin, that's the plugin, dude. It is incredible for music, podcasts, like literally anything. Any fucking thing that you could potentially use an EQ for, that's the one to use. So you can go in and like create whatever cue you want, however thin, however wide or whatever, and you can actually solo those frequencies out and really listen to them and like check how harsh or not harsh they are or whatever. Dude, it's amazing. So that plugin, I think, makes a big difference because it has that. I think that when you don't have that, you have to like really either spike up the frequencies to really hear what they're doing, and you still have the other audio there. It can be a little hard, to really hear it. But so that plugin has kind of spoiled me, but dude, it's also trained my ear way more than my ear has ever been trained. But I've had that
extremely important.
Yeah, I've had the Q, Q2, Q3. I've had it for years. I love that plugin though. So, and then Then I actually decided to go in on some other FabFilter stuff because I liked the Q3 so much. So then I'm using like the C2 compressor, which once again, like, oh my, like they're so smart and intuitive, but they're also like pretty easy to use, you know? But then that going into like a limiter, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then
you don't need much sometimes. But see, you doing that makes so much more sense, because we would look a little goofy doing a somewhat audio driven podcast and just not doing much with the audio, you know?
No, I feel you. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So is the Levelator like a free plugin then?
Not even a plugin. It's just a download. It's just a program.
Oh, it's a program that you put it into.
But yeah, it's free. Yep.
Okay.
It's free. It just levels everything out, adds some compression, a little bit of, noise cancellation, and it just, it just, I don't know. It's supposedly one of those tools for podcasters that are just universally loved, but I never hear anybody talk about it. So I downloaded it and just, phone call, baby.
Dude,
but
it really went off there.
I used it once, and I was just like, okay, this is as far as just a one-step thing goes, like, this is pretty cool for somebody that's more of a hobbyist and just wants to, fix some basic issues with one click. So
yeah, gotcha.
I like free stuff. I'm all about my free stuff. I don't like spending money on plugins because I like spending money on mics.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I should probably buy more plugins and play with more plugins. But I feel like as a podcaster, it's not super important. I feel like with video it is.
Well, yeah, a lot of where my plugin, like why I have so many plugins and why I got them was for music, So I was producing and recording music for quite a while. Then I started this channel, still kind of did that. But then I don't know, like I felt like focusing more on Audio Hotline was making me happier. I just have a really hard time with, let's be honest, there are bands and artists out there that drama, dude. That's the word for it. They bring a lot of drama in, and I sometimes wasn't great at compartmentalizing, like the drama and be like, hey, just leave it there, and it would affect me. So focusing on something that I had sole control of, and it has definitely helped. But I just have like an obscene amount of plugins because of the fact that I like went in hard for music and production and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, there's different levels of audio enthusiasts too. There's there's people that love every single aspect of it. And like, full disclosure, it's basically microphones. Like, there's something about holding a different microphone and using a different microphone and playing around with a different mic. Like, my obsession is literally microphones / recording.
Yeah.
So I'm not so into it that it's about all the extra stuff beyond that. Yeah. And, but most people, it's, that get into it super hardcore. I wouldn't even say I'm hardcore. Like, I'm not hardcore into it. I'm hardcore into the hardware.
Yeah.
Is the thing for
fair.
me. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah. And then I wish, there's a lot of times that I wish that I was hardcore into mixing, mastering, processing, all that. But until I actually have a reason to be, it's like, right at this stage, I just like the hardware and the process.
Yeah.
Not processing, process.
The process
of using said hardware.
Yeah, I think that a big part of my love for post-processing did just come from music. But the whole reason that I wanted to do Audio Hotline was essentially, I think the idea of essentially getting an interface and a microphone that gets you 99% of the way there is the aspiration that I have. Like, I want that to be the best. And the whole, like, get it right at the source thing, like, that's what I'm all about, So the fact of using post-processing and like me putting 3 plugins on each of our chain, like, I don't think that's a lot, but
oh God, no, not 10 minutes a piece. That's not
It's like pretty
even
minimal.
bordering on extra time. That's just finishing it. That's just putting a little polish on.
Yeah.
Little wax on, wax off at the end.
Well, I don't think that I'm like an amazing post-processor or anything. Like there are definitely times where I've went back and listened to my post-processing and been like, oh, what was I thinking there? And actually the way that I kind of look at it now is when I'm editing a photo or a video, like color grading it, I'll look at it and be like, okay, like this looks good. And then I'll usually take a break from it, and then come back either later that day or the next day or whatever it is, and then check it out before I publish it or do anything with it, because it's just so funny how different you can be from, 1 hour to the next, especially, and listening to the same thing. Yeah. Mood, listening to the same thing over and over again, like it just, I don't know, it just changes once you take a step back and look at it one more time with just like some fresh ears, fresh eyes. So that's the process I kind of try to do with post-processing as well as photos and video and stuff.
And on that note, I've had these thoughts that fall in line with that. Like, I bounce back and forth from dynamics and condensers. What do I enjoy more? I bounce back and forth between bright and modern and flat and neutral. Like I just have my times where I prefer one or the other, and it's constantly a pendulum. Photos, like sometimes I like natural reproduction. Sometimes I love something vivid and overly saturated. And it's just, you just go back and forth sometimes. And I think that's okay. Cause there's like black and white photos. Sometimes you see a black and white photo and you're blown away.
It's true. Yeah.
And then sometimes you see one, you're like, I'd rather have that in color. Like there's just moments in time.
Yep. It's very true, dude. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's one thing that I've had to come to learn a little bit is that if something isn't perfect that I did in the past, I got to let it go. Like I can't, if it's done, it's done. And I've got to let it go. I definitely am the type of person that will just sit there and obsess about that and be like, oh, I wish I could make that better, and there's been many times where I've went to like my reviews at the very beginning of Audio Hotline and just been like, what if I delete them and I just like redo the reviews for those,
No.
I've thought about it so many times.
Is awesome.
Yeah. Yep. But I always come down to the fact that I'm like, hey, I just got to let it go, let it be, Yeah. So if there's a podcast that I don't like the post-processing on that I did at the beginning of this, I won't delete it. I promise.
Yeah, no. It's just, having that contrast is awesome too. It's like watching LeBron James in high school and then watching him in the NBA or watching Alex Jones be just a little crazy at first and now a lot crazy now. It's just fun to see progression. So I've stumbled upon a few of your older videos that I rewatched so I could hear a microphone. Yeah. Like just trying to think of what would match up to something I'm going to do in the future. Like, wonder if this mic would be a good comp mic. Let me search that mic. Of course, Bronson's got that video. Let's watch that video. And, and you see you sitting in a well-lit, like overhead lit room.
Yes.
Just doing your thing. And it's like, oh, this is good. And then you fast forward to 2022 and you're like, look at that. Look what he's done. Look at all the shit he's changed. Like, it's just fun to see.
Yeah, dude. No, it is crazy. And I think that's what you need to be able to see what's good and bad. Like, is the
you might see an old video and be like, I need to go back to something from that on certain parts.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like, it keeps you honest, but it also, and there have definitely been times where I've went back like 2 months on some of my videos and been like, and I watched one and usually it is just when someone asks like a question, like, what about, so this microphone, what do you think about this versus this or whatever? And I'll go back and listen to my own review and I'll like watch it for a second and be like, hey, like what I did right there was actually really cool. I should bring that back, But I also think it's just important. Like you wouldn't know what a good podcast sounds like if there wasn't a bad one, and you wouldn't know what a good video is without a bad one.
Right.
And if you were just shown one thing and that's what it was and you only knew that, it'd be fine, and it's just interesting. Yeah. The contrast is important. And I think that that's also another reason I didn't want to get rid of the older videos. It was more for me. I think it was more be like, hey, like this is the progression that I've had,
Right.
But
yeah, I've kind of decided here recently, like there for a minute, I was not thrilled that I was doing videos inside my house upstairs with a green screen and the whole Obscure Mics background and all that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Wasn't thrilled about it, but I've come to terms with like what I'm using now and how it looks now, and I'm happy with it as far as where I have to do them.
Mm-hmm.
But this weekend, my wife is going away on a trip. One of those days, my kids will be at the in-laws, so I'm going to go back up in the studio and do a video or two. And I'm kind of excited about just having the back and forth. Like,
yeah,
because after that, I'll go right back to my upstairs space, and then I'm going to try to mix it up and do different settings, because why not? I mean, technically you don't want to do that for audio quality sake, but I think they're similar spaces as far as the audio goes. So it's because sometimes I see my old videos where I'm sitting in front of the TV with the logo on it, and I'm like, yeah, that's really cool, because it looks like a dedicated space. But then again, so does a green screen. Like it kind of, it can fool you into thinking it's a dedicated space.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah.
I hate green screens though. Jesus Christ.
It's not really something I've ever messed with, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got it. Yeah. It's the laziness and the lack of time with me. Like when I do a video now, I go upstairs, like I've got hooks and little eye hooks in the ceiling, and I clip my green screen to those, and it's just straight down.
Nice. Yeah.
And using a webcam. It's a Razer Kaio Pro, and everything's just, I open Streamlabs and I record with Streamlabs green screen, live in the process. And it just, is it one of the best videos video wise on YouTube? Fuck no. But it takes me a literal 10 minutes to film a video and 10 minutes to process and upload. Well, the upload time's a little longer, but dude, my video is uploading to YouTube within 20 minutes of me deciding to do a video.
Jesus.
And that is fantastic. And the fact that some people don't know how quickly I can make a video, like they assume it takes time, like that, it makes me happy, because it's like, I can pump content out all day. Will I ever be the best at either? Fuck no. But will people get to see this mic they don't know about? Fuck yeah.
Dude, I'm like envious of that for sure.
Well, don't be, because, I'm lagging behind about 13,000 subscribers, and, so don't be too envious. It's just time saving. Like I have small kids. I have the 9 to 5. I don't work from home, obviously. So I got to do what I got to do if I want to pump out as many Obscure Mics as I can. So that's the name of the game. How many Obscure Mics can I get on film before I die? And the best way to do it is my upstairs space, where I just sit down, hit record, done.
Yeah. Well, dude, and on that topic, one thing that I like can really empathize with a YouTuber that doesn't have a dedicated space, because like in all reality, the first place that I was at really wasn't dedicated. It was like semi-dedicated, but like, dude, it was hard, because like I wouldn't have the opportunity to like leave the lights up, because I was going to have people come in, and record or whatever it was, so like I would take the lights down, I would take the camera down, no tripod stayed up, nothing like that. Everything was put away after every video. And dude, I like anyone who's going through that right now, I feel for you, dude. Like
Definitely.
Right now I like just, it's set up, it's ready to go. And I, at the very least, can just come in and record when I'm ready. And yeah, dude, I can't imagine doing that again. It was awful. But
what is your space? Explain your room to me behind you. Like, where is it in your house, or is it in your house? What is the space you're in right now?
So yeah, no, it's in my house, and it's just like it's a relatively smallish room. I would say it's like, well, I don't know, not super small, like 13 by 16-ish or something like that. But
Solid size.
And then
so it's a bedroom converted into the Braun cave.
Kind of. It's definitely the way that this house was like built and everything, definitely more the shape of it and like the layout of it, it definitely was meant to be an office, I feel like, but definitely, yeah, like could be a bedroom. Definitely, like bedroom converted to, yeah, YouTube recording space pretty much, so like. Right.
Which is most of us. I mean, that's honestly
absolutely.
Most of us. Like only Mr. Beast and those guys have facilities.
Yeah.
We don't have facilities.
Yeah. But I mean, like it's also the place that I do a lot of my office work too, so I mean, but yeah, no, it's a lot of people actually think I'm a lot further away from this background than I am. And I'm not. I'm not far away from the wall. Like a lot of people
how far would you say you are?
I'm touching the wall when I lean back. So like
what?
Like 4 feet maybe?
Really?
Yeah. I know a lot of people think that I'm far away from it.
Oh yeah, no, it looks a solid 6 to 8.
Yeah, no. So I think I use the lens that I use to kind of give it that perception a little bit more.
Which is magic because it looks like, almost unbox therapy. Like, that guy, he's sitting in a massive space.
Yep.
And, that gives the impression that you're in a fairly large area.
Yep. Well, and that's a funny thing too, is like I was watching a YouTuber that I watch quite often for camera stuff, Gerald Undone, and he is also like close to his wall in a smaller space and everything, and he was running through like all the equipment that he uses, and I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I use, and no wonder it looks the way it does, because this is what I fucking do too. But
right,
it's funny, dude, like even in that situation where he's using like the same lens I'm using, the same camera I'm using, like, and sitting the same distance away, it still fooled me, so
yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
But,
well, now you reminded me of something, because we talked about YouTubers the other day, like some of our favorites.
Yes.
And I am not, obviously, if you watch my channel, I'm not a video guy, but I do still have some interest. I have interest in like all tech, like literally all tech. Like smartphones interest me for a few months, then I'll go away. Smartwatches, then I'll go away. Cameras, camcorders, this and that. I'll get interested in peaks and valleys. Mm-hmm. Marcus Picks.
Oh, Marcus Picks, yeah.
Dude, that guy is so much fun. To me, he is the most intriguing YouTuber I have watched. Because his house looks like some crazy mansion in the Caribbean.
I know. I do want to like walk through
his house. That is a
house.
nuts house, dude.
Yeah.
And the decorations in that house are also nuts. Dude, I'm pretty sure has a bronze statue of his girlfriend / wife, whatever she is. And it's like in all kinds of videos. And I'm just like, this guy is so, what's the word I'm looking for? He is so
eccentric?
No, eccentric. He is just so eccentric and quirky and strange. And like, I freaking love watching that guy. One, because of like, you see that he's in a setting of a home, which looks like it costs millions.
Yes.
But he's talking about an old video camera from 2006 that he just absolutely loves. He's just such a down to earth 1%er, maybe.
Dude, honestly,
I don't know how much money the dude's got.
Yeah,
but it looks like he's got an absolute crap ton, and his wife is smoking as hot. Like, not my type even. Like, she's not my type at all, but she's just so like not real. She looks not real.
I mean,
like from another planet of like, she's sculpted, dude.
Yeah.
Sculpted from stone.
Yeah.
And he is just such a quirky, weird, like, they're so interesting to me. I enjoy the heck out of both of them.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun freaking channel to watch. And real quick before I shut up, if you haven't seen it, like he has a video. He's done one movie, like he's created one film in his lifetime. And it's of course like a B movie, you know, it's Evil Dead without the popularity basically, but it's like a pirate movie or something. And he has a video about, he has all the footage from it. So it's like a video about him creating that movie and what he used. And it is such a cool video. That guy makes the coolest stuff sometimes. And he's not overly, you know, he's not overly crazy with his video editing either. He's an enigma. He's down to earth, but looks like he lives in heaven.
Dude, I can't say that I've watched like an absolute ton of his videos, but the ones that I have watched, you're pretty fucking spot on. That's how I feel
He's
too.
Fun, dude. He is a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude.
And he gives away a ton.
Yes.
He gives so much stuff away.
Yes. That's what I remember is that, he did do a lot of giveaways and stuff for sure. But he's almost to 100K. Dang.
He deserves it, dude. He's such a nice fellow. Like he's a super nice fellow. I've talked to him a few times. But he's so nice. He's such a nice dude.
Nice, dude. That's cool. That's way cool. Dude, the YouTube community stuff that we've talked about before, like it can be a really fun place for sure. And it brought us together and like it just, I don't know, man, like the people that watch YouTube and don't really take advantage of that and really like comment and dive in. I used to be one of those people, and like, not for our channel. I'm not saying comment, like, and subscribe, but dude, like get involved because like you'll meet some really cool people and you can talk about shit that you love, that they love. And like, you can make some really cool friends. And so and
it can surprise you too. But something surprising is like, you'll find a YouTuber that you enjoy that has a huge subscriber base. To me, huge is like 100K or more. Yeah. And like, I don't comment as Obscure Mics. Like one, because I don't want to, two, because I messed up and that's my like main YouTube account. So what I'm signed in on every TV in our house is the Obscure Mics YouTube. So my kids have flooded it as far as like what they watch and what they're subscribed to on that account. It's just kid stuff. Dude, perfect. All that stuff. So I don't use that to watch video because that's theirs to watch video. They watch video under Obscure Mics. So I just do the Bark, thing, my Bark channel that I actually ruined and accidentally deleted everything.
Damn.
Yeah. I only had like music review stuff, and it's all posted to another channel that I was trying to convert to anyways. But like I'll comment on a video under the Bark moniker or whatever. And it's fun. Like I don't really have a fandom thing, but it's cool that I can comment on something like that. And every once in a while, said YouTuber with 100 or 200 or 300K will be like, you look a lot like that Obscure Mics guy.
Dude, that's badass. Yeah.
My name's fucking Bark. I am the Obscure Mics guy. Like, but it's funny, it's funny when somebody you don't know, like when you learn that they watch you, but they also have a much bigger channel. It's cool. It is community driven.
Yes, for sure. It is interesting. I've noticed, like, this sounds like a brag, but it's not a brag. I've noticed that a lot of people that do have like 100K or over, they will, if I comment, they'll, like reply and say something like endearing about my channel. And I'm like, holy shit, like I would have never expected that these people have seen my channel. It's just cool, dude. Like, it's cool that exists and that, like, I guess if you're going to look up a microphone and it's just some random microphone, there's a chance I've done it. There's a chance I reviewed it, So, I mean, I guess it's a decently likely chance that if you are searching a mic, maybe you will come across my channel. I don't know. But
and I think that's what it is. I mean, there's so many people that do multiple things, like our friend Tom Buck. He does multiple things, and most of Mark Weimels is a guy I like a lot. He does camera stuff and audio stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of those, but there's not many strictly microphone / interface people.
Yeah.
So that when people are looking for microphones, that does usually pop up. Me, you, Bandrew, that Audio Haze fella, Booth Junkie. There's really only maybe up to 10 that are constantly recommended when people are looking at mics.
Yes.
So that's fun.
So I was actually, speaking of which, I was thinking about our guide to life the other day.
Coming out in August or September?
Something. You said something. Let's go October. Because I love October. It's my favorite month. And
I'm a fan.
So I was thinking about it, dude. What if we did an audiobook and had Mike Delgadio VO it, dude?
That's the greatest idea I've ever heard.
Isn't that the best plan ever, dude? Oh my God. We have to do it, and we have to pay him whatever he wants.
But our audiobook has to reflect our personalities a little bit. So it makes me wonder if he'd be willing to read what comes out of our minds.
No, because I actually wrote a couple down. I'm going to be honest with you. I wrote a couple of the guidelines down. And a few of them are a little vulgar, I will say, and I will.
That's what we do best, though.
I will additionally say, hearing him say that would be the funniest shit ever, dude. Oh my God, yes. I want this to happen so bad.
Yes, it's like, have you ever watched Gilbert Godfrey reading the lyrics to WAP?
No, dude. I need to watch this, dude. That's amazing.
He's like, certified freak, 7 days a week. With ass pussy. Make that pull-out game weak. And it's the best thing ever hearing him do that.
Dude, that's
you can YouTube
amazing.
it anytime you want. But yeah, it'd be that level of Mike Delgadio reading what we write. I would love that, dude, so much.
And actually, one of my guides to life. I don't want to give too much away because what are we selling it for? $79.99. I'm just joking.
That was the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to probably be more like a couple bucks.
Yeah. Probably more like $1.79.
And speaking of a couple bucks, one of my guides to life is don't fuck with Tom Buck.
That's a good one.
It's a good,
because you will get schooled in the way of actually being a decent human being. Yeah, rather you're than gonna feel thinking like you are.
You're gonna feel like a fucking idiot if you do it.
Yeah.
That's a good guide, though. That's a good guide.
You don't fuck with the buck, because he will kill you with kindness.
Yes, dude.
He is the poster child for killing with kindness, and
dude, hell yeah.
I still appreciate the heck. I've been watching a lot of his videos now. It's so funny how someone can make me a fan. Me too. Like,
yep.
I can become a fan through just watching. I can become a fan through eating crow. Like,
yes.
There's so many ways to become a fan, but it's kind of pulled me into YouTube a little harder. I've been watching a lot more YouTube lately. By the way, Tammy Sipnewski, Crypto Queen is her channel. It's literally called Crypto Queen, which I think is brilliant because she's got that market cornered. Like, if I want to learn about crypto, I don't want to watch a dude. I want to watch a queen talk about crypto.
That's fair, bro. I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm almost at my expiration date. I got 6 minutes before I have to slowly wind this day down and head to Mi Casa. My wife's going to watch a concert tomorrow with her best friend. They're going for the whole weekend.
Oh, word.
So I've got a lot going on my kids are supposed to stay at my in-laws, so I've got a lot of free time heading to me.
Nice.
As soon as I leave this place today.
That's dope. What concert is she going to?
She's going to we're big fans of Dustin Kinsrew, who is the lead singer of Thrice.
Oh, word. Oh, so like their new stuff is like very different. He's solid, dude. He's good.
Yeah. Well, he's a good solo artist too. His solo albums are freaking great. I like his solo albums more than I like Thrice, and I love Thrice. But anyways, he is on like a small tour with I think the lead singer of the Get Up Kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Matt something.
Yeah.
And me and my wife have seen Dustin Kinsrew live, and we saw him live that he was coming around again with this Get Up Kids fella. And I grabbed tickets, but then couldn't really go.
Gotcha.
So her and her best friend are going. But
nice, dude. That's fun.
It should be like an acoustic style show. Yeah. There's a place, you would probably like this a lot, but there's a venue just a couple hours away from us called the Southgate House Revival. And it is like an old church, like red brick, tall cathedral style church. And it's now a music venue, and it is the best freaking music venue ever. Like it is.
Nice. That's
awesome.
Sick. That's way cool. Dude, yeah, that's where I live right now. We're kind of struggling for a really great venue, but we live close to some places that have it. I guess you were saying it's a couple hours away. I guess that's about the same for us. But
yeah, we can't go to a concert any less than an hour and a half away.
Okay, yeah. So you live in like a pretty small town then?
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half south of Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, word. Okay.
But it's small. Yeah, it's like 8,000, 10,000 people.
Oh, basically. No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the place we live right now, I think it's like 70,000, somewhere in there. So it's like good, But there's like a few places to go see a concert, but you're not going to get like big names to come through. But then an hour and a half north of us is Boise, Idaho, which is like the capital. You may have heard of Boise. That's what I feel like a lot of people.
I've heard of Boise. Yeah.
So, yeah, but
where most of the potatoes come from.
Dude, I don't know, man. This area is pretty solid with potatoes. Thanks for watching the whatever episode this is, like watching or listening.
It's still under 10. We can be like, thanks for watching this single digit episode.
Yeah. This is not greater than 10.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for letting us be up in you, whether it's your ears or your eyes or both. Like, thanks for letting us just be in there.
In you. Yeah. Now we're going to go wipe off with the towel and let you get back to whatever it was you were doing before we begged to be up in you.
Maybe let the towel dangle for a minute. It's always kind of funny,
It's fun to let it hang off of the thing that brought you joy.
Yep. But we'll be up in you again soon. I don't know, man.
And be happy about it.
Yeah.
And we'll be,
Why are podcasts harder to end than my videos? This is weird. Like, shouldn't it just be the same?
Let's just quit talking and climax.
Okay. All right. That's my climax noise.
Mine is Yabba dabba doo.
Dude, I wish, man. All right.
Zoinks.
Oh, yeah. Bronson from Audio Hotline if you want to check out my stuff. And...
Oh, are we still going?
Yeah, I'll put it in.
That's what we just got done talking about, was putting it in. Mark, Obscure Mics.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Peace.